There's just something beautiful about a well-designed tool watch. Today, we have a watch that we're looking at from a brand called Tool Watch Company. They make tool watches. However, the designs of these watches are really thought out. I have what is essentially an explorer style field watch to show you guys, but they've tweaked the design here to make this a very unique watch. It also gets a fully loomed dial. Lots of little details to get into on this watch. So let's flip the camera and take a look at the Loom core from Tool Watch Co. I find this design very appealing. It's almost like a modern take on a very classic explorer style field watch. You have a bezel on here that isn't really a bezel, it's fit into the case, almost flat with the case. And it has a barrel shape, sort of. It's like a 70s inspired case, but because of that bezel, it looks somewhat modern. They also put an acrylic crystal on here, which is kind of classic, and then they put a fully loomed dial, which is again kind of modern. And this gets a Miyota 9075, which is a Traveler's GMT. So this is a very capable sports watch. What I really love about it, one of the elements that caught my eye immediately when I saw this watch are the hands. Usually it's not something that I talk about right off the bat, but because you have a fully loomed dial, they have skeletonized all of the hands and they are in black. So all of the hands, even the GMT hand, is skeletonized. There's no loom blocking the dial. It gives it a very light, airy look, but it is incredibly legible because they're in black. Very clever idea. I think other brands have probably done it in the past. This is just executed very well. The dial is clean. You have painted on indices, those are in black. It makes a lot of sense. You have a minute track in black, and then you have the logo right below the 12 o'clock in black, and then right above the 6 o'clock it says Tool Watch Co. and GMT. It doesn't need to say Tool Watch Co. twice on the dial, so that would be a little bit of a complaint from me. Such a clean dial, they didn't need to add that, but it's not really much of a complaint. It doesn't say Tool Watch Co. anywhere else on the dial. It just says their logo right below the 12 o'clock, but that's it. Other than that, an extremely clean design. And again, this is fully loomed. So when you light this up, the hands are going to be all visible, very legible. And I love that. You have the date down at the 6 o'clock. It's very symmetrical. Everything is in a line. Those two logos, the GMT, the date. I think this is a really well executed design. And then the outer bezel, like I was saying before, you have a 24-hour track on it, but when you turn it on its side, there's really no bezel here. It's just almost flush with the case. There's just a small, tiny lip. You almost can't tell that it's there. And again, that's a choice. They could have made it flush with the actual case, but they didn't. They wanted to do something a little bit different, and I really do think they made something pretty different here. You have a screwed-in crown, a screwed-in case back. The case back is solid. It says 40 millimeters on the case back, so I think that's a little bit strange. Other than that, it's just other information that you would normally get about the watch. 100 meters of water resistance is probably the most important information there. You have an unsigned crown. It's a very grippy crown, and I think looks pretty good. Ironically, I measured in the watch under 40 millimeters, so I measured 39.8 millimeters according to my calipers, so it's essentially a 40 millimeter watch. You have a 47.8 millimeter lug to lug. Again, you have a very classic 70s style case, although very modern with that bezel and the profile in general. I think it looks very modern. And then you have a thickness of around 12 millimeters thick. On wrist today, I have my latest purchase. This is my Seiko SLA 079. A watch that hasn't left my wrist since I got it, and I am falling back in love with Seiko a little bit. I love this watch. I think it's so good. And there is the Tool Watch Co. Loom core on my 7.5-inch wrist. This is a 40 millimeter watch, or just about 40 millimeters, and around a 12.3 millimeter thickness, and then you have a lug to lug of around 47.5 millimeters. And you can see on my wrist it wears really nicely. You have a very nice rubber strap on here as well. It's like a slotted rubber strap. Again, something a little bit different, not like every other watch that you see that puts, you know, your run-of-the-mill vintage inspired strap on here. This is somewhat modern. Even though this is a mixture of modern and classic design, I think it looks fantastic. I was really impressed when I opened up the box and I took a look at this for the first time. I think it's really good looking. I have a 7.5-inch wrist. I think it fits pretty well on my wrist. Well, there you go. A fully loomed dial never disappoints, but there are fully loomed dials that are a little bit better than others, and I have to say this dial in general has been executed extremely well, not only for daytime legibility but nighttime legibility as well. We'll start with the Loom. The Loom is excellent, obviously very, very bright, but those skeletonized hands make it extremely easy to read. It makes it extremely easy to see that your watch is working in the dark, and you could even see the name of the brand very easily. The date is also loomed. All of the indices are easy to see. So this is extremely legible. I would say equally as legible or maybe even more legible than it is during the day. I would say equally. That is very hard to pull off, and they have. I think this is a really good looking watch. The acrylic crystal is really nice. You have a very nice box to it. That gives it a vintage feel, but then you have all these modern elements to the watch itself that make it look very modern at the same time. Very cool watch. Guys, tell me what you think of this watch down in the comment section below. The starting price on this, the early bird special on this, is $445, and then it goes up to $595. That is the final retail price. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. I will add a link to this watch down in the description below. Definitely check it out if you are interested in a very capable, very good looking, modern yet classic explorer style field watch. This is very cool. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. And that's really it, guys. Thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next.